World War II was the most widespread and devastating conflict in human history, with battles spanning Europe, Asia, Africa, and the Pacific. But beyond the famous battles and legendary figures, there are countless surprising details that reveal the full scale and impact of this global war. Today, we're uncovering the 10 most fascinating facts about World War II that you might not know. Did you know that the US created an entire fake army to trick the Germans? Known as the Ghost Army, this unit was made up of artists, sound engineers, and actors, and it played a crucial role in misleading German forces. Using inflatable tanks, fake radio transmissions, and sound effects, they convinced the enemy that attacks would happen far from the actual battle zones. This deception was a major success, and it saved countless lives by directing enemy forces away from real invasion sites. Another astonishing fact is that Operation Barbarossa, the German invasion of the Soviet Union, was the largest military operation in history. Launched on June 22, 1941, this campaign involved over 3 million Axis troops, more than 3,500 tanks, and thousands of aircraft and artillery pieces. This brutal invasion led to some of the deadliest battles of the war, and marked a turning point as the Soviets, facing immense losses, eventually repelled the Axis forces. And did you know that World War II played a pivotal role in the development of computers? British mathematician Alan Turing and his team cracked the German Enigma code using a machine that became one of the first proto-computers. By decoding German messages, the Allies gained crucial intelligence that allowed them to anticipate and thwart enemy attacks, which some historians believe shortened the war by years. The war also saw many surprising alliances. For example, the United States and the Soviet Union were allies, despite their starkly different ideologies. Though they later became Cold War adversaries, during World War II, they joined forces to defeat the Axis powers, sharing intelligence, resources, and coordinating their military strategies. Here's another surprising fact. During the war, British soldiers were issued special chocolate bars laced with enough explosives to blow up tanks. These explosive chocolate bars were actually meant as sabotage tools, designed to detonate when broken. This unusual weapon shows just how creative the Allies were in designing tools to catch the enemy off guard. It's also incredible to think that one Japanese soldier, Hiroo Onoda, continued to fight World War II until 1974. Onoda was stationed on a small island in the Philippines, and he continued guerrilla operations for nearly 30 years, convinced the war was still ongoing. He only surrendered after his former commanding officer traveled to the island and relieved him of duty, highlighting the powerful loyalty and dedication instilled in soldiers during the war. Another little-known fact is that World War II resulted in the largest tank battle in history, the Battle of Kursk in 1943. Fought between German and Soviet forces, this battle saw over 6,000 tanks, 2 million troops, and thousands of aircraft engaged in a massive confrontation. The Soviets ultimately won, marking a decisive victory that contributed to Germany's retreat on the Eastern Front. Even wildlife was impacted by the war. During the London Blitz, the British government urged citizens to euthanize their pets for fear that they wouldn't be able to care for them during bombings and food shortages. An estimated 750,000 pets were put down in what was later referred to as the British Pet Massacre. This heartbreaking event remains a lesser-known aspect of the civilian sacrifices made during the war. Did you know the first jet fighters were used during World War II? Germany introduced the Messerschmitt Me-262, the first operational jet-powered fighter aircraft. Though it was too late to change the outcome of the war, the Me-262 represented a significant technological advancement, paving the way for modern air combat and post-war aviation developments. And finally, perhaps one of the most astounding facts of all, is that despite the global nature of the war, there are countries that managed to remain neutral. Sweden, for instance, stayed neutral throughout the war, and even managed to profit by selling iron ore and ball bearings to both Allied and Axis powers. This neutrality, however, came with complicated moral and political dilemmas, as Sweden had to carefully balance its alliances to maintain peace. So there you have it. 10 of the most fascinating and little-known facts about World War II. These stories remind us not only of the immense scale of the conflict, but of the resilience, ingenuity, and sometimes peculiar strategies that shaped the course of history. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more amazing insights into our world's history.